G'day guys, welcome back to Enshrouded. Hope you guys are doing well. In the previous episode we did a few bits and pieces, but most notably we completed Gaze into the Void, which took us to a area in the Shroud, in the Albaneve Summits, and it was sort of close to the area that we were trying to look for some silver. And luckily for me, someone did actually leave a comment to say that there was actually some silver very, very close by, actually. I just completely missed it. And I'll actually quickly show you where that is. But yeah, you can actually find a whole lot of silver in this area. It takes a very long time to actually mine for silver, however. So I'm not really going to do any of that silver mining on camera, obviously. But we ended up going to this forgotten tomb leading to the Shroud lair. Died quite a few times because of the Shroud timer, and that was mainly because of that like Fey curse that we managed to get. Now, I'm still not entirely sure where we got the Fey curse from, but one thing's for sure, it doesn't take too much to cure it. What you need is the fresh Shroud spores and a little bit of water, and you should be able to make a potion to cleanse yourself. But the trouble with that is you do kind of need to wait for nightfall before being able to go out and gather those fresh spores, which I find to be a little bit frustrating, but hey, you know, it is what it is. So I've got a few of those Shroud spores sitting in our, you know, storage just in case, but hopefully we won't get cursed again anytime soon. Now, in this episode, we're definitely going to do a couple of things. The first thing I would say is to pivot back to a whole bunch of decorating. I mean, you can definitely see here that I've got a ton of furniture, and I've got even more tucked away in another chest back here. And we're definitely going to see if we can, you know, just continue to decorate various spaces. I might actually just pick up one more piece, or maybe a couple of more pieces, so that we can continue to decorate a little bit. Maybe that. So I'm starting with the bigger things, like, you know, pieces of furniture and whatnot. But one of the things that I haven't really been looking at is the space underneath this building, and Olden. And I have been sort of neglecting Olden and Olden's space for a while. And yeah, we are trying to essentially get this area covered off, right? So we do need a hidden sort of door to occupy this space. And we obviously don't want to make it too obvious, right? So I probably will need to come back here and add a few more blocks just to, you know, tighten up the space a little bit more. But that's where that's going to live. I should probably move the candle to the front a little bit more, and then the idea is we should be able to hopefully get this maybe relatively center. Yeah, so that moves to the side obviously, but is it too close to the wall? I don't know. I mean, that's the snapping point right there, so maybe we should just leave it there for the time being. We'll come back with some more blocks, obviously, so let's maybe get that done right now before we, you know, forget what we were doing in that space. But yeah, I figure maybe half of this episode is going to be just, you know, decorating spaces, and then we're likely going to be pivoting to, you know, upgrading the flame, because I actually do have all of the materials, I believe, to get that done. And I'm kind of excited to see what that lets us do. Not only, you know, which areas that we'll be able to visit next, but also perhaps new construction materials and new construction pieces, like furniture, that we should be able to build. Maybe, hopefully. Have I got the right blocks on me? I think I do. But yeah, let's just add all of that, and then we do the same on this side. And let's close this up again. Okay, so we do have a little bit of a gap, which it is quite obvious, isn't it? I don't know, can you do anything about that? Our backpack is full, of course. Anything I can get rid of? Maybe I don't really need the critter carapace, so let's just get rid of that. And let's try to get this in. Maybe I can get rid of the snapping point. Maybe that's a decent spot for it. Yeah, it does seem to be, you know, clipping the wall a little bit though. But I suppose that doesn't really matter. I'm pretty happy with that. And, I'm just trying to think here, but would Alden be able to get to his bed if we closed this thing? Actually, that's something that I haven't exactly thought about. I think that's low enough. I don't know, does that even make sense? Because when you look at it, it almost, like that sort of aesthetic that you get on the edges makes it look really, really obvious that there's something there. Do you know what I mean? Do we need to enclose the space even more? Then it'd be very, very difficult to actually get in. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. Maybe, like, does this work, perhaps? I don't know, it's this gap is really annoying me. Let me try adding a few more blocks, say, over here. I just want to see what would happen from a lighting perspective, because, you know, we've got plenty of lighting in this space, which obviously you'd be able to detect if you are walking past. These doors are not exactly hiding things very well. I'm just trying to recall what we did for the other hidden door, which I think we've got in this building, if I'm not mistaken. I could probably go back and just take a peek at what I did. Yeah. So I think the wall aesthetic isn't as glaring as what it would be if we're using flintstone. I think it could be just simply the choice of wall that we have down there. Although this is a lot narrower, isn't it? Is it? Let's come back down there. And yeah, okay. This is super narrow. It probably wasn't as narrow up there, so let's open up the space a little bit, and I think we're going to have to live with like this weird aesthetic that's going on. It definitely makes it obvious, doesn't it, that there's something behind. Let me try that again. Push it back just slightly. Yeah, okay, so that covers it. At least you can't see, you know, the light coming in from behind the room. So, yeah, in terms of decorating the rest of the space, obviously that's going to come later. Now, I would say full pivot back to the other building. Nice and rainy out here. Good for the crops. Of which I have been a little bit lazy trying to gather up all my crops, but that's okay. I'll get to it eventually. But yeah, we do have a whole bunch more stuff to place down. I've even got more bookcases and more books to try and place down as well. So I'm going to start from some of the rooms that we have neglected in previous episodes, or perhaps maybe we tried to do them, but we just simply didn't have enough of the furniture pieces. Oh yeah, one over here, happy with that. This one looks good. We've got a bookcase here.
Hi.
This guy's got a shelf, so I think I'm pretty happy with just leaving that.
Hey.
We've got a smaller bookcase there. Big bookcase here. Do I have any tables? Got bedside tables, which I think this person could do with one. So why don't we throw one in?
Hey.
Yeah, something like that. Bookcase, table, bedside table. Yeah.
Welcome.
A lot of these guys have enough stuff. I probably do have other side tables that I haven't brought with me just yet, so I might actually come back to some of these rooms, but yeah, this looks good. Upstairs.
Hey.
Okay. So what I can do is place down one of these, I would say. I think I'll do something like that.
Hi.
Alright. So now we've also got additional... Oh, are you trapped back there? I hope not. So we got shelving. Might do some shelving up here. Why can't we build it closer to the ground though? Maybe it's to prevent NPCs from getting stuck in their beds. Could be. In that case, maybe I'll just do it on this side, in fact. Okay. And I've got even more shelving. Not everyone's gonna get shelving, I think. This one... yeah, he's got some shelving on that side. I don't know if we'll have enough space for a table.
Hello. Hi.
Bit of shelving already there. Let's do shelving here. Looks good. Probably can do with a shelf here. Alright. This guy needs a chair. I think a lot of them need chairs, actually. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh yes, I did make this like really big, nice, comfy looking sofa. And I'm trying to decide who gets this luxurious item. Yeah, that looks alright. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff that needs to go into what will eventually become the bathroom, which we have kept empty for that reason. So, and I remember there was a specific way we need to get the bath and the shower in, if I'm not mistaken. So let me get at least the wash basin in. I think that's a decent spot for it. Let's put also big piece of furniture in here as well. Do we want that, or perhaps maybe something a little bit more ornate like this one? Whoops. That is not right. Yeah, that looks good. And, well, we've got an actual toilet. Now that I think about the space, it's kind of funny how the bathroom is actually super spacious and everyone gets like some really, really cramped rooms. It's alright, people can enjoy themselves when they have a bath. Speaking of baths, I think perhaps maybe there might be some new pieces of furniture that we could consider to occupy, you know, bath spaces. I don't know if there are like big tubs and stuff that we might be able to consider getting.
Hi.
And maybe even like big barrels, you know, and you can sort of imagine like big barrels of water to store water. I do also have these.
Hey.
Which could be another good source of lighting. Not everyone's gonna get a firefly lamp, but we'll dot a few here and there. Maybe one more down below. Question is, who gets it? I'm really just putting everything at random at this point. And, you know, we could do additional passes and decide that we're going to get some more for various people. But I also have all these other little knickknacks made from bronze. A jewelry box, so why not? Let's put a jewelry box up here. Cool. Who else gets jewelry boxes? Oh, it's really frustrating that you can't, like, place a jewelry box down there in the gap. Perhaps maybe it's too big in the first place, but maybe I'll put one up here. we can consider, you know, bringing in pot plants and stuff like that as well. Next, we've got these little urns. Yeah, do one there. And I think this guy gets an urn. And, I mean, pretty empty at the moment. We've got plenty of books to place down. Let's maybe switch to a different floor. Where do we place this urn? I think we might want to place it here. And let's see, we do have fireballs, so I don't know if they get lit up or anything like that. I assume not, but I probably do need to stand on something to try and make this work. Yeah, that looks decent. Pretty center too, so pretty happy with that.
Hello.
Man, we do need to have a chat with various people about all these new quests that are likely to be available. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I need to do.
Hey.
But yeah, I do like the occasional, you know, relaxing episode where we're focusing on building and all that sort of stuff instead of adventuring constantly. We put one more here, or do we go upstairs? I reckon maybe we go upstairs. Throw this in one of these rooms.
Hey.
Let's do one over here. Looks good. Alright. So we probably should learn how to put the bathtub and the shower in. Oh, that's right. I haven't exactly done anything for the attic window over here, which I think I do want to repeat what I've done in the other two structures, just to give quite a bit of light into the attic. But I'll cross that bridge another time. I think for our example, I probably do want to just take a look at what we've done in here. We may need to craft a furniture piece, in fact. I believe there's a like a table. Yeah, so that's definitely a table down there. And the table is probably resting on well, the block is probably not there anymore. But we do probably need to make a hole in the ceiling and prop the table up that way. Let me see if I actually have one of those tables. I don't think I do. I'll need to grab one. I'll grab all of these pieces here because we're likely going to be able to place them down. And do I want some pot plants at this stage? Might not be a bad idea. Let's grab what we can. And we can circle back to books a little bit later. So... But I do need Cade, because I need that other type of table. Oh, he's probably asleep already. Let's go bother him in his sleep. Mate, bit too early. It's only just dusk right now, so early sleeper, I guess. Where are we? Decorative, and I think what I'm looking for is this one. We should be able to make one of these.
You've got a good eye, Flameborn.
I don't know if we have enough light in the house to complete this, but if not, then we're going to have a sleep. So I'm thinking maybe we do the shower and bath just over here. I mean, I've got a lot of space though. So is there really any need for us to put the shower and bath like together? Maybe I can just get away with, you know, placing them separately. Maybe I don't need to fuss too much. Yeah, let's do that. And look, I may as well borrow someone's bed and just speed up the night here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to check in again with Cade, and I'm going to see if there are any like barrels or anything like that that we could potentially make. Maybe even Oswald might have some barrel options for us, made from various metals. He's still asleep. Goodness me. Let's go wake him up. Wakey, wakey. Alright, so... barrels. Do you have any? Well, you have urns. Here we go. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. A vat. Yeah, okay. But we need some charcoal, apparently. Clay pots. We need some limestone for that. This is a... is this a half barrel? It might be. Let's try... I don't know if these would look good or not, but I could, at the very least, get them, place them down, and see if they're appropriate. I'll grab a little bit more charcoal, and I'll see if I have any limestone lying around. Charcoal, we should have some. Let's just grab a little bit. Don't need absolutely everything. I don't really have space to be carrying more stuff, apparently. Been holding on to a lot of this granite though, so perhaps maybe I can let go of the granite. Yeah, and that has let go of a few other things. More wolfsbane. Okay, so sandstone... or sorry, not sandstone, limestone rather. Let's grab that much. Okay, so... I think the clay vat would probably look good for that space.
Watch out for splinters.
Alright, so we've got the vat and this other sort of clay pot. I'm gonna place both of them down. Hopefully they make sense in the space. I think they do. Yeah. I think that looks good. Let's do... So the bath needs to go in, and my thought process was perhaps maybe we can have something else in between. Oh my lord! This thing is gigantic! I was not expecting it to be so big. No. Absolutely not. This vat does not go in there. So this is kind of like an elixir vat, isn't it? It's kind of like the vibe that it gives off. Yeah, I don't know about these vats, guys. Maybe I'm gonna have to tuck the vat back here, and we're going to have to think about other stuff to go into the space. Alright, so let me do another pass around all of the rooms to place down the various pieces of furniture we have, and then we'll circle back around to the bathroom. That way, we should have cleared out our inventory a little bit. So, yeah, I probably didn't need this wooden side table, but that's okay. We could perhaps make use of it.
Hey!
But yeah, all of these, like bedside tables, for instance, I think we might have a use for a lot of them, because not everyone has a bedside table, I feel. Maybe this guy can get one just over here, like in the corner of the room. Because they don't seem to have a lot of storage, so I'm sure they'll appreciate having something like that. This guy's got a side table, so that's fine. This guy's got a little table there as well. I think we're okay. We could probably fit one in here. Or do we go with an actual table? Maybe. I don't know if they can actually fit like a chair. Perhaps maybe there are stools that we can make somewhere. I can't exactly remember if stools are a thing. I'd have to check. Yeah, I think we're looking good here. Let's go to the second story. Side tables here, and here, and here. Yeah, actually, maybe I've made too many side tables. This guy doesn't have a side table. Maybe you can get a fancy one on this side.
Hello.
Huh? Hello!
Hi.
Do we get another side table in? Maybe. Dude, you're in the way. Oh, he's just moved. Good. Yeah, maybe something like that, just next to the big bookcase. Whoops. Anyone else needs side tables? Maybe we've gone a little overkill. That's okay. We can tuck this away for other people, like maybe even Olden. He doesn't even have a room. You know, there's one other person that we've been ignoring in terms of giving a proper space, and that is... I even forgot her name, but she's like a bard or something. I mean, she hangs around the... one of the structures that we've made. But, doesn't exactly have a bed to sleep in. Feels a bit bad. Let's see. Anything else we can place down? Maybe we've got a few other knickknacks here. So we can make some decisions on where they all go. But I do also have these pot plants, right? So let's continue. And I'm going to start with pot plants, I think. So some of these may be a little bit big. Quite large. Let's move this ever so slightly. Yeah, that looks good. And I'm still giving my space, or my spaces, a few, you know, empty areas, because there's a whole bunch more stuff that we can make with silver. Now, you know, the priority at the moment with silver, though, is, you know, to make sure that we're actually using it for stuff that we actually need. But eventually, when we've got silver to spare, the idea is we should be able to... Oh, that's the same color. Probably not the best of options.
Hey!
Yeah, that looks good.
Hello.
Any other plants that I want in here? I kind of want to make myself some ferns. I think ferns would look good. Actual green. I feel like a candle would be good there, or maybe a candle over here.
Hello.
Okay, that looks fine. Let's go with a few more of these. Maybe I'll put one upstairs.
Hi!
Let's do one up here on top of the bookcase. Okay. And more down below.
Hi. Hey.
Oh, this bronze decanter. Is it a decanter? Is that what you say?
Hello.
Or a jug or whatever? Perhaps maybe it's something that would look good in this space. In the bathroom. Maybe people use bronze jugs for, I don't know, whatever, pouring water over themselves or whatever. Looks good. And... Sorry, getting distracted. Let's go back downstairs. Yeah, I'm not quite getting the angle that I need. There we go. And have 2. Why not? Alright, and there's all this, like, crystal stuff. I don't know, do we put any crystal items in people's rooms? Does it even make sense? Maybe. There. That makes the space sort of pop a little bit. Maybe... I don't know why, but maybe we have one over here. Right in the center.
Oh, hello.
What about this space? Do we need anything like that? Maybe not. I don't know if there's any, like, cloth-related type, decorations which we might be able to place down into the bathroom. Make it look like there are, like, towels or whatever in there, you know? Okay, that's it. We've got a whole bunch of books. And I've got more books, you know, stashed away as well. I'm probably just more interested in placing down some of these open books. Because, I didn't really have open books when we did this last time. So I figure maybe we should place down a few open books here and there. Show that people are actually reading books. What I really don't like about the open book, though, is that for some reason one side looks like it's floating. It's not completely open. Yeah. Don't know why that is, but... there we go. And yeah, I think we do... Do we have open books in every single room? Maybe that's a little overkill. I mean, that's a standing open book, so that's fine.
Hello.
I think we should be okay. Maybe I'll just do one more right there. We've got one more spare for another time. And yeah, that looks good. Let me just delete that. And I wanted to circle back to Cade to see if there's anything else we can make for the bathroom. So let's see if we can summon him once more. Take a look at our options. So these barrels, I feel like this might be pretty big. I don't know how big this one is. So this one turned out to be quite small. Surprisingly. I have a feeling this is actually quite big, and this one too, judging by the amount of wood planks required. I don't really like this wooden barrel purely because of all of the rusty aesthetic that it has. And this one, I suppose it could be a good one to use, but it kind of looks like a beer keg or a wine barrel, you know. I think I'll go with this one, and I'll just take a quick look at how big this is. Oh, it's tiny. Alright. I think what I was missing to make more stuff was simply like wood planks, which, you know, got plenty of. Let's break out one of those and just see how big this thing is. We don't have to place it down if we don't like what we see. Yeah, that seems alright. That seems alright. Let's see if we can place it down. Yeah, so I think the idea is we place this there, and then we have the bath perhaps maybe moved on to the other side of it. Would it make sense if we rotated that? Maybe I can move that, and maybe this goes here instead. And then we get the bathtub in. Yep, and I think we can make use of this. Probably be placed there. And the side table, we could probably make use of it. Maybe over here. I feel like there's probably a missing piece of furniture that could go in this corner here. Oh. Just doing your business while we're still here. No shame. Okay. Let me summon Cade once more. Cade, my friend. We need your expertise. I feel like something like this, or maybe this, would be good. Lapis lazuli. Okay, I don't have any. I guess I should consider mining some of this, but let me go with a cupboard, and I think that might be a good place for us to leave all of the decorating. And once again, circle back to all of the adventuring. Time to upgrade the flame altar, I would say.
Hey.
And we'll find out what's next for all of our adventures. Yeah, obviously all of the shelves are a little bit empty at the moment. We'll come back to that.
Hello.
Good stuff. So, time to pick up all of the stuff we need to upgrade the flame. And I should have everything, I hope. So one of the things is this stuff here, the Morvein. We know need just 40 of that. And, oh, okay, we've unlocked recipes there. Decorative boxes and 7 more at the Bard. Hollow's Eve banners at the Collector. So I suppose it has something to do with festive stuff. And a color at the coloring station. Speaking of the coloring station, I actually haven't crafted that just yet. And that should be something that we look at trying to do, place down somewhere. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of stuff just sitting out here. I haven't really organized stuff just yet. Anyway. And we also need 40, if I'm not mistaken, of these silver bars. Instrument holder. Okay. Yeah, see, a whole bunch more, like, new construction pieces, construction blocks, like decorations, silver bowls, cutlery maybe. Anyway. I'm sort of hoping that some of the more high-tier materials can be used for our eventual castle that's going to be sitting over there. But let's come back to that. Yeah, we should have everything required. So let's strengthen the flame, and let's see what the flame has to tell us. Oh, okay, it doesn't give us any new message or anything like that. Do we get a new quest line? Alright, I don't see any new quest line just yet. But, what that should allow us to do now is to be able to traverse through some of this shroud here, which in the past, we obviously, you know, couldn't traverse through here. The enemies are probably going to be very, very difficult to deal with. But I'm okay with that. So, let us actually check that area out. We've got the Hermit out here, and we've heard about the Hermit and his amethyst, so we're just, you know, bumping into a amethyst shortage right now, so we may as well try and go out there and see if we can find a nice source of it. Just looking at the stuff that we have here. This mole that we've picked up, that's something that we got from fighting the Fey Dragon, right? So I kind of want to keep that, just in case. Let me just drop in a few other decorations. And yeah, all of this wood, all the wood planks, I'll leave there. Charcoal, yeah, I'll leave here as well. I've got a few other bits and pieces, but I probably won't bother. I've got some bread that I need to pick up before we go. So let's just quickly do that. And just looking at what's required here, it looks like we're out of water. Which, I wonder if I can steal some water from over here. We could have tons. Yeah, we've got quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. So I'll throw water in here so we can continue making bread, because I'm still relying on bread quite a bit. And hopefully we'll be able to start consuming a few new things as a result of upgrading the flame. But yeah, let's make our way to... I forget which balefire this is. Lance Point. We are using 10 out of 10 altars at the moment, so I'm gonna probably need to figure out which altars I need to keep and which ones I can take down. But let's come down here and let's see if we can find this hermit. Shouldn't be too far as I'm concerned. And then after that, I reckon it might be a good idea for us to venture into that new shroud area, because it should be nearby. And there's another question mark just north of us, so I assume this might take us there. It's all question marks though, so it could be a shroud route for all I know. This might be the place. These ruins. Or is it? No. So what is this place then? Goodness me, these fire wisps, man. Alright. We'll make use of them. Is there anything worthwhile over here? Mace of Denial. I mean, we're probably just going to salvage that. I do need to spend a little bit of my rune stash on this weapon, don't I? A couple more levels. To level 37. Yeah, this only gets up to 35 anyway, so let's just salvage that. What the hell happened here? Is there a way out? That's problematic. Let's drop that in there. How am I supposed to get out of here? Like that, maybe. That abruptly ended, though, didn't it? So, what's the deal with all of this frozen ice, frozen water? Avalanche, maybe? Some kind of cave-in? Anyway. It doesn't seem like this place has too much significance, though, because if it did have significance, I feel like there would be a marker over here. You know, it's not like it's being marked as an ancient tomb or something. I'll take those. So, one thing that I am actually finding a little bit more difficult to gather since more recent updates is critter parts, because that used to be essentially the main thing that a lot of those, you know, shrouded insects dropped. But now they drop all sorts of different things depending on which biome you're in, and you no longer get like a constant flow of critter parts. I feel like critter parts are only available in some of the lower level shrouded areas. So you kind of need to backtrack to find all of them. Where are we? We're still sort of in the same area. I'm surprised that we haven't exactly seen any hollow hole type enemies. Midnight tomb blocks. There you go. I'm not entirely sure if we've found any of those types of blocks before, but... Pain heal. Okay, this must be the other side of that room that we reached before. Alright. Time to head back. Okay. I am a little bit lost. And this takes us back down. Missing a turn somewhere. Back this way? No, I feel like we came from here. Oh! I accidentally opened that. I mean, this is better than what we currently have, so we may as well swap that out for the interim. Power 31, 43. I'll need to upgrade this as well. Actually, don't we have a better one sitting at home? Let's just, like, keep that for the moment. Yeah, here we go. This is the exit. Ooh. And since it's night, I might as well grab some of these, because we do need these gentians here, these glimmer gentians, to make ourselves better potions. We sort of need to head in that direction, but I kind of want these. Hey, where are we in the scheme of things? I suppose... Yeah, we haven't really gotten too far from the balefire. I'm just not entirely sure where this hermit lived. Is it on the mountain? It seems like it could have been on the mountain. How do we get up there, though? I'm gonna see if we can glide back down again. I'm just looking at our hypothermia timer. Still looking okay. But yeah. Instead of trying to get there on foot, maybe we can just glide. Yeah, that's the spot right there. Okay. I mean, how do we even get up here? The normal way. Actually, is this even the spot? No! My bad, my bad. Let's try that again. I don't even know if that's a structure that we've been in. That little house that we just saw. There we go. Alright. Hermit's Lodgings. Okay, so... got some kind of a tombstone here. Whole bunch of stuff. Let's have a read. Dear Amelie, another day goes by, the snow tranquilizes the world outside, and my heart feels heavier with every beat. Each new night competes with the last to be the coldest. I wish you were here by my side to warm me. Amelie, your chair broke today. I tried to fix it, but my old back protested. Still, I couldn't throw it out either. It just lays there, shambles of the past with no use but to bring pain at the remembrance. What a rotten day. If you were here, you'd cheer me up. I would find you in the garden by the purple flowers you favored, your hair swaying in the breeze like the petals. You would turn around and the light in your eyes would fill my dull, slowing heart with brightness. I yearn to remember you only as that lilac whirlwind, to see you when I look at the winter blossoms, not the broken remains of a rickety chair. But it's hard because you're all around, in the good and the bad. Still, if I could run away with you again, I would. I would always choose you, my little amethyst. I remember the stories that he visits the garrison every now and then to trade the amethysts, and then one time he came in looking for medicine for, I assume, Amelie. I don't think she made it. What's this? Purple amethyst. Okay. Bit of amethyst. Makes sense. Makes sense. I guess this could be Amelie's grave, perhaps? I was sort of hoping to find big deposits of amethyst out here. Let's read. Amelie Rake, you are in every breath I take, in each tear I cry, and in all my waking dreams. Man. Deep. Feels bad. And I feel like the music just kicked in at the right time as well. Feeling the feels. Alright, I do want to just have a quick look around to see if we can actually find any amethyst around this area. I don't think there is, so perhaps maybe he's an amethyst miner from before he was a hermit or something, and he had a big stash. Could be. Just trying to see if I can circle around this mountain to see if there's any amethyst anywhere. Oh, look at that. Bit of amethyst right here. Though, this is probably not the easiest, like, stash of amethyst to get to. I mean, we've got plenty of amethyst elsewhere. And even plenty near the spire. So we probably don't need to, you know, fuss over getting more amethyst from this location. But I am now kind of curious about this house here, because we landed here first, and this wasn't exactly the location that we needed to be in. Not too much going on. Not even anything to read or anything. Okay. Let me get back to the balefire, and you know what? I reckon we're going to be calling it an episode here. So I thought we may have had enough time to check out what's in the shroud, or in the new area of the shroud that we've just unlocked, but I reckon we're going to have to wait until the next episode, and when we do get in, I think that's going to be the first thing that we do. We just head north. That's, as I said, likely going to be a shroud route there, or maybe an elixir well, and we'll, you know, challenge that first. I'm just taking a look at all of the stuff that we have. We've got plenty of things. It might not be a bad idea for us to go home as well, just to, you know, tidy up. And I need to do some upgrading on my weapons, so that's definitely something that we'll try to look into doing before we even start. So, anyway, this is the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.